Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
And a very good morning to you. This is Newsline, live as always from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And today is a rather remarkable day because amongst various challenges, I'm pleased to say on behalf of the Chairman, Mr. Rajamahendran, the Board of Directors, Group Director Mr. Shivan Daniel, and Team Newsfirst, that this is the beginning of the 4th year of Newsline. So we've finished 3 years, and very appropriately I'm joined by the co-host of Newsline. We started it together. In fact, it was his idea, and he's right here with us. If you're wondering who it is, it's got to be Bandula Jayasekara. Very good morning to you, Bandula.
Thank you, and congratulations for us.
Well, mutual congratulations.
Yeah, but then you have been keeping you, so I will greet you like this.
Yes, yes.
You have to get used to this.
Yes, yes, indeed. So thank you, and yes, it is Bandula Jayasekara who, it was his idea. And after the elections, of course, I asked our chairman if we could carry on, because it seemed a rather jolly good idea.
I would say it's really, I'm not trying to flatter, but thanks to chairman.
Yes.
Because I think he has encouraged us.
And if you look at the nature of our program, and if you look at all the old recordings and the subjects and the repertoire of subjects that we've had, it's absolutely amazing that we have been able, as my late friend, our late friend Hemanta Varnakulu Surya once told me, that we have taken this program, he said the two Ronnies, but it's not, it's Bandul and me, and our particular and Newsline, it has taken the debate of national interest matters to the very boundaries of democratic debate.
And also, as I remember, when I was completely on the, maybe 15, 20 years ago, I remember seeing a Capital Maharaja holding and says, be daring, be different, or
yes,
or be dare to be different. I still remember that, and then we have continued.
Indeed, and of course we are joined this morning by our guests. This morning, Mr. Mujibur Rahman, Member of Parliament.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Rahman, and of course the one and only, the 2020 candidate, perhaps. Malinda Senevirathne. It's jolly nice to have you here.
Glad to be here.
And of course we're going to have some kiribat, because and it's been very kindly made for Team Newsfirst by Mrs. Chandra Amarisinghe. She's better known as Harshana's mum, and she, God bless her, she got up at 2 o'clock this morning to do this. And these are the various people who've gone. There's a lot happening. I'd just like to take you in to Newsline. That means behind the scenes, behind the cameras. And we have a whole host of people. Apart from our mentor and our boss, Mr. Rajamahendran, we also have our other boss, who's the more online direct boss, and that's Group Director Shivan Daniel. He's absolutely cool dude to work with, but he does exact delivery, watch delivery, and nothing wrong with that. And of course we have producers, and our most long-standing producer has been the long-suffering Harshana, who's travelled with us all over the place, and has to put up with Bandula's various efforts.
Slightly more than mine is your ways.
Well, yes, and also Bandula decides to go jogging at 5 o'clock in the morning when we're on location. The poor chap's got to run behind. But he does that. And then there's a whole host of other people. There's the cameraman, there's the makeup people, there's the editors, the control rooms are long suffering. They're down there. Once in a way they get to ask a question, but they do, and they ask very important questions, by the way. And of course, out there, this whole Team Newsfirst, is kept together by one person, Uncle Hanifa. He keeps us fed and watered, makes the tea and all that. Lovely gentleman. And it all fuses together so that we can bring matters of national interest to the public and to debate it democratically. Especially necessary, isn't it, Malinda, when I call our democracy compromised democracy.
Yeah, I think Malcolm X called American democracy hypocrisy.
I see.
And that the American dream was actually a nightmare.
Indeed.
So I think you can define it whichever way you want.
Right.
And it changes from time to time. But let's start with the Kiribati.
Yes,
this.
Let's do that. Shall we? I'll give you your one, Bandula, shall I? Because then,
No, you start serving. I mean, very important, man. You must learn to do this for us.
Yes. I shall learn. On the line now, and this is called multitasking.
You can start with the.
Shall I start?
I mean, next leader of the UNP.
Yes, Mr. Mujibur, who's a brave soul to come here, and he comes here and he tells us the way it is.
Thank you.
So there you go, Mr. Rahman, and I'll do this here. But on the line we have the news editor of the Island newspaper. His name is Shamindra Ferdinando. Not that I have to say much.
So I'll serve myself in.
Well, thank you, Bandle. Very good. Right, there you go. On the line is Mr. Shamindra Ferdinando, the news editor of the Island newspaper, who's played a dual role along with us in exposing various matters of corruption, scandals, in compromised democracy.
Yeah, and who's been one of our very first guests.
Indeed, he's been one of our first guests. Very good morning to you, Shamindra Ferdinando.
Good morning, Faraj.
Lovely to have you on the program, even by using technology. And we are celebrating.
Good morning, Faraj.
Yeah, good morning. We're starting the fourth year this morning. And I'd like to have your take on it. I'd like to, first of all, of course, thank you for the several appearances on the program and the various subjects that we've been able to speak about, all, of course, to do with the national interest. So, Shamin, thank you for that. And I'd just like to hear what you have to say. What do you think? Are these programs good, bad, or mediocre?
Ugly.
Oddly.
I must tell you, Faraj Bandula is a great program. I really appreciate both Patikata and Newsline. You know that you have given the people, the public, an opportunity to receive a range of opinion on important matters. I mean, if not for the media, Patikata, Newsline and all the other media, I think this government could have survived the treasury bond scam. So I think it's the media's greatest achievement, and Sirisa organization played a huge role in it, and hats off to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shamindra. And this has been an all-encompassing program, and where we utilize the friendships and the associations that the Capital Maharaja Group have, and we have at our disposal, if you like, the expertise of various people, including President's Council, senior legal people, and it's sad that I would have ordinarily had our friend and my friend as well, Billy Banta, fondly known by me and him, but everybody else knows him as Hemantawala Surya. Sadly, we will all miss him, and he passed away a touch under 75 years old. He was absolutely outspoken, and he had the legal expertise and the knowledge and the passion to take national interest matters, to take that debate right down to the very borders, to the very edges of democratic debate. And he always called a spade, of course. Sometimes got into trouble, but it didn't bother him. And it's sad that he's not here. But I do have a clip in memory of our friend, Mr. Hemantawala Surya, which I'd like to play on this day, the day that we're starting our fourth year. And we shall miss him sorely, but we also have other legal personalities. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But let's play this clip as a tribute and to the very memory of our friend Hemantha Pilipanta Warnakulasuriya.
People say, now I'm as a lawyer, I have fought for media freedom, I have fought for the removal of charges against the editors for publication of defamatory libel items. The government has become, the body government has become so powerless. The president is absolutely powerless under the 19th Amendment. He has become virtual eunuch. Because of the 19th Amendment, these people have tinkered with the Constitution,
yes.
And then have made the president powerless and the entire government powerless. Country in such economic turmoil, and especially after the bond scam, we don't have any investments coming in. No one is going to come here and invest here. People have lost the confidence, and there is no leadership. People talk of Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew had immense power. And here, what did our pundits do? They said, remove the powers of the president and make him an impotent eunuch who cannot do anything other than just give orders.
The wonderful life and times of Hemantha Warnakulasuriya, President's Council, will be greatly missed, sadly missed, as Sri Lanka traverses through its attempt to fix a compromised democracy and to have transparency and accountability and responsibility at levels that the world will accept, not just us here. Virtual eunuch, tinkered with the Constitution.
Yeah, I think that constitutions are not cast in stone. For us, if they're made by flawed human beings, sometimes they need to be amended. But then you've got to do it in an intelligent manner. The 19th Amendment came subsequent to various promises made to the electorate that the executive presidency would be abolished. So I would not agree with Mr. friend Surya, because there were certain powers were kind of taken away. But if you think of power, if you think that the most powerful person is the person who can make a lot of change with the least bit of effort, I think the president is still the most powerful individual in this country. Having said that, I think the word eunuch is not the preserve.
Is it strong?
No, it is not the preserve of the presidency. The person. It is this entire government. They have demonstrated. I think. I know that you do your best in Parliament and all that, but the incapability, the confusion, and the contradicting statements coming from various parts of the government, the president, the prime minister, that certain things, decisions are made today, that it's removed, it's withdrawn tomorrow, then they said, let's see what we can do, let cabinet decide. So it is, the electorate is confused because these people seem to be confused. So the incapacitation is self-inflicted more than constitutionally arranged.
I had no idea. Well, I had some idea, but I didn't have that much of an in-depth idea. But the number of people who actually watched both these programs in the morning, and when we were at the funeral, Bandula and I went to the funeral of Mr. Warnakulasuriya, so many people, and of course members of the bar, obviously, lawyers, and so many came up to us and even spoke about the radio program, which is 5 minutes on Yes FM 101. And all these facilities have been made available to us, the web, the radio, the entire medium. For example, when Mr. Warnakulasuriya passed away, nobody told anybody here what to do. The coverage of Mr. Warnakulasuriya's passing was naturally manifested on our news floor. Mr. Raj Mahendran or Mr. Daniel didn't say, well, can you do this and can you do that? it happened because that's the team. That's the team.
There's also the man.
And that's the man.
I want to add something, since we have a parliamentarian here and we'll talk of the program. What happens is, now we get letters, emails. Now these are suddenly we see it's addressed to the president or to the prime minister. We wonder it's not for us. Then it's copied to us. Why? Because they want a voice. So we were always surprised when we first got the letters. But they continue to send us letters addressed to the prime minister and the president saying copy, because they wanted a voice. So people are really finding it different. They want a voice. I know there is an issue.
But then, Bandula, we have to acknowledge this also. People are less scared now to say things.
Yes, that we must acknowledge.
That's
that.
true. Yeah.
We must acknowledge.
And but then again, I would like to add the word of caution. This is still 3 years. It is only when people get scared or get overconfident that they start putting restrictions one way or the other. But having said that, right now we are enjoying a certain greater degree of freedom. We are not totally free. There are still calls being made to editors. We know that. So I think that that has to be mentioned, to be fair. But then, as Bandula said, there is a sense why you are getting copied. Letters to the president and the prime minister getting copied is that they are not listening to you. They are not listening to us. So someone must listen.
So they want us to read it, explain.
Indeed. And we must, of course, take, don't you agree, we'll be joined by Mr. Rusipala Tenakun shortly, but we must really take a hard stance in terms of the free trade agreement with Singapore, because it's essential for our respectability and our standing and our sovereignness as a country, that we are not going to give in to Singapore and to get to sign a agreement until it is very clear that the government of Singapore, using whatever means is available, must return Arjuna Mahendran to this country, because he is at the center of a story that has been taken on our network and fully, extremely fully.
For us, even in Parliament, he hasn't been silent for so long.
Yes, so we must ask.
19 minutes you didn't let him speak.
Go ahead and ban the rest.
Go ahead. We're just joined by Mr. Rusipala Tenakun for a minute, and here we go. Very good morning to you, Mr. Rusipala.
Morning, Farad.
And thank you very much again for being on our program. And as you know, we've completed 3 years and we embark on the 4th year. And thank you on behalf of Team News First. Thank you on behalf of our quest for proper democracy, not a compromised one, and accountability and transparency. Thank you for having made several appearances on our program, Mr. Rusipala.
Yes. Farad, let me congratulate you. Let me congratulate you and say that I'm so happy that you have all these 3 years been a household name, you and Bandula in this country, through these 2 programs, Newsline and Pathikada, have become 2 household names, more than the programs. It has been so popular, not only in the households of Sri Lanka. It has become popular even with the viewers, as I know, overseas. It has become a day-to-day affair for some people to listen to this program. They make sure they get up early in the morning to listen to Pathikada, followed by Newsline. And what you have been doing is a pioneering, innovative act in the media field, which no one dared to do in such bold manner. I should say, it not only brought an opportunity for people to listen to news, but you dealt with current affairs, you dealt with very controversial, highly controversial issues, which even opened the eyes of the rulers and the authorities in the country. and finally it led to give some solutions to the people. So on behalf of the viewers, on behalf of the people who have enjoyed your program, let me congratulate you and wish you all the best for so many years to continue this program unabated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rusripala, and that's called, in another way, it's called the courage to be different.
And
that's News First.
25 billion value letters of demand.
Yes, the letters of demand. Bandula and I have got our presents and our accolades during the last 3 years, and that includes letters of demand. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll go for a short break, otherwise MCR will have guts for garters. Don't go away, this is Newsline.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
And welcome back. Ranil Wickremesinghe, this is directed at you, Mr. Mujibur Rahman. Ranil Wickremesinghe tried with the 19th Amendment to control the media along with his move to take the powers away of the president. They failed with the media and tried to do it again through... well, I can't say that. They failed with us, certainly, and they tried to do it again through an idiot, and that too failed. Now they're talking about a media council, which we have legally challenged. What is this business? A few seconds ago, we were talking about how open media can be. What is your leader trying to do, Mr. Rahman?
Thank you, and congratulations for the 4th year.
Thank you.
The thing is this. Now,
we intend being here for several years more, so that we can continue to hold the government accountable. Carry on.
Actually, we don't want to control the media, you know. Now, what's the freedom the media has got when we are compared with the previous government and the present government? Right? There's a lot of freedom over here. Right, so you know, so actually this Yahapalana and this government, what he said is correct. You know, we have two coalition government. You know, two partners are there. The president is from one party, we are from one party, and there a little bit dispute between and us. You know, and different vision, SLFE, and different vision from UNP. So because of that, you know, there are certain issues are there. That is true. But because of this national government, when we have done for the democracy for the lot of things. So that is, we have to accept it, because you know, when we brought all the independent commissions and information bill, and last week in the Parliament Auditor General bill.
But even though we have the right to information bill, we had Lakshman Kirialla told us, told the whole world, that he had 400 million rupees in the bank account, and that he therefore didn't have to do deals or be corrupt. But I'd like to see his asset declaration. I want to see it. Can I see yours?
You can see. You can ask the asset declaration from the...
Can I see yours?
Yeah, why not? Yes, exactly.
So the next time you come on my program,
I will bring
it.
No, don't worry. I will bring it definitely.
Right, there you go. You see, so if Mujibur Rahman can bring his asset declaration, and I think that Lakshman Kirialla should at least make it available to Sonali, our legal lady, on our program, on the News First program, so that we can have a look. And it should be available for public discussion. Because as you know, I can get a copy. But if I get it, I can't even discuss it with my wife. I'll be breaking the law. It's a bit like Mahendran and Aloysius. They expected us to believe that they lived in the same house and they didn't talk about this thing. You know, they don't talk to me about the central bank. Oh, no, don't talk to me about rates. Really? They lived in the same house. So it's a bit like that, Mr. Rahman.
But according to the information bill, you can request from the speaker of every parliamentarian or even
no, we asked really once in Parliament. We asked the Deputy Secretary of the Parliament, but
they have to give the information. They can't say this can't. But if you want, you can go to the.
They don't
take the legal action.
But they don't even respond sometimes.
Who? The Parliament General Secretary?
No, whoever. Now it doesn't have to be Parliament. It can be an NGO even. I can make a request. And the thing is, okay, if I'm just a citizen, right, I don't have a lot of bucks or anything like that, I make a request and they can sit on it. There is nothing to say that within certain number of days you need to respond.
Maybe there's a 14-day thing, and if you don't, then you can complain.
No, if they are not responding to you all can go to the next step for the legal action against that.
But don't you think, in the interest of transparency, that Lakshman Kiriyala should just say, "Oh, listen, guys, come to my office. This is the same office that I had meetings with Taisei and Fujita and all of them, all these Central Expressway people. Same thing. Come there. No ministry secretary present. You just come there, and I'll give the media copies of my asset declaration." If he was Mr. Clean, or if he does have 400 million, great. We have a wonderful economy.
And also, how would he have, like, we want to ask, his 65 advisors?
Yes.
It was in, I mean, you know it.
How many advisors?
That I don't know about.
No, but how many do you have?
We have only 4 people. Because of a member of parliament, we are getting only 4 person to.
You are still not a minister.
No, I am not a minister. I am
come?
only the member of parliament.
That's not fair.
Now, what is the future for you? When you look at all what's happening, bond scam, road scam, highway scam, coal scam, you name it scam, Sri Lankan scam, that's a big one. They're talking about little money like $1 million, $4 million, $5 or $6 million on duty free and all this. They're important. But shall we talk about the real big numbers? 150 million, 90 million, Kabir Hashim saying one thing, Ravi K saying something else. You know, what's going on? These are big amounts.
No, we're talking about his future, whether he got a future.
So where is the future?
No, thing is this, when we are in the Sri Lankan politics, we have 2 major parties, right? One SLFA and United National Party. Those are the 2 parties from last 70 years they rule the country, and in for a future also, I think only these 2 parties will come to the power.
Join the country?
Yeah. So when
Join the country, I said.
No. So when we compare with those 2 parties, you know, I think the better place is United National Party for
What
me.
is your future?
You think you have a future? How come?
I think I have a future in the United National Party. You know. Still I am young.
No, I'm saying
still long way to go. Still long way to go.
So why is it in now? I couldn't go through the full article of Malinda, but why? How come, like a major party? How come a Sri Lankan Tamil or Sri Lankan Muslim? How come they cannot lead the party? They should be able to, because Sri Lankans. What do you think?
No, but still, you know, when in the United National Party chairman, Mr. Kabir Hashim,
will you have a
ACS Hamid was the chairman of the party.
That is easy.
Yeah.
But will you have, since the opposition is supposed to be racist and Sinhala, Buddhist, chauvinist and all that, the United National Party, which claims or appears to be above all that, why cannot the United National Party field a Tamil or Muslim presidential candidate?
But because you have to think this way, that is not in the question of the United National Party, that is the question in our country. Can a Muslim or Tamil be a president in this country?
So, but you can lead by example.
No, I will ask that is the question. No?
Yes.
Can be a Tamil or Muslim be the president in this country? At least for a prime minister.
Yes.
Right? What happened to Lakshman Kadrigamar? Who went against him? Chandrika was trying to make him a prime minister. Who was that time went against him?
The person who was most against him was Prabhakaran.
Not only Prabhakaran, even inside his party members that time, the former ministers and parliamentarians, lot of people against him. So I am telling you, this country has to change.
But UNP is not like that.
No, attitude. We need an attitude change.
The United National Party has
when
changed
you compare the 2% Sikh people living in India, Manmohan can be he became the Prime Minister of the India, right? Barack Obama. We know what is the president.
Mr. Mujibur, with all due respect, you know, I want to say this. We have the greatest respect for you as an MP. In a way, sometimes we feel we have some sympathy for you, because, for example, Buddhik Patirana seems to have gone ahead of you, and now he's deputy.
No, he's a second term of the parliament. I am first term. Yeah.
Right, so there's still some hope for you. But the point is, when you have a leader who seems to be so compromised in all sorts of things, what is your future? I worry and I despair for people such as you, Buddhika, even Sujit Singh, because you're like young, and you are the next phase of our politics. So I'm wondering, and I'm sad that the future for you doesn't look so bright.
What do you want me to do?
We want you to change.
Change what?
Change the system. Will you work? We will help you. The media will help you. We are proud of everybody and the efforts. We know that you are all trying your best.
Yes.
And Bandula, you know, it's been wonderful, and we hope that people will continue to trot along here. And last but not least of all, we've had so many people we need to thank, including the former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. W.A. Vijayawardene, who's on a flight to Melbourne right now. But also, let's not forget that absolutely wonderful legal personality who's come here, Mr. Govindasri.
And also, Shawkat, we like to wish you good health.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Continue the program. It's a nice program.
Thank you. Thank you. And Malinda, thank you very much.
Happy to be here.
And Bandula, we'll take our message beyond the news, shall we? And we'll be bringing you stories, in-depth stories, beyond the news, inside various places. So that's something to look forward to. Is that right, Bandula?
Yeah, definitely. And then let's see whether Yahapalana,
Delivers.
We'll see if Yahapalana delivers. Well, that's about it. We've overrun. So sorry. Taraka will hopefully forgive us. Thank you very much. To everybody who's made this program and Patikada and all the other programs possible, especially to the people who make those decisions and lets it happen, thank you. Take care and God bless.
Newsfirst, Newsline